Have you ever been to a national park located on an island that has mountains, lakes, ponds, and a glacial fjord running through it? Well, it's Acadia National Park, and we've got 10 things for you to do when you visit. At the end, we'll show you some extra stuff outside the park too. This is Magellan,
And this is Greyhound.
where we make videos about epic road trips, kayaking, hiking, and other outdoor adventures. Mostly located on Mount Desert Island, the largest island off of Maine, Acadia National Park is routinely one of the top 10 most visited national parks in the United States, and consists of roughly 49,000 acres of glaciated coastline landscape, featuring a wide variety of activities such as hiking, climbing, biking, kayaking, birdwatching, fishing, and stargazing. It also has a free shuttle system that we highly recommend instead of trying to park your car nowhere near where you want to be. At 1,529 feet, Cadillac Mountain is the tallest mountain in Acadia, and also on the Atlantic coast, and is the first place to see sunrise in the United States, from October 7th through March 6th. With views of Frenchman Bay and Bar Harbor below, you can see why it's one of the top things to do in the park. Most people drive up to the top, but it's an 8-mile loop if you decide you want to hike to it. If you do drive up to it, you should try to get to the parking lot at least an hour before sunrise during busier seasons. The road up to the summit is right off of Park Loop Road. Ocean Path is an easy, popular scenic walking trail along the east side of Acadia and follows the main Park Loop Road. If you walk the entire trail, it's about 2 miles until you reach Otter Point. We parked at the visitor center and took the shuttle to where it begins, at Sand Beach. Sand Beach is a great little cove to relax and enjoy the views. You'll be looking out into Newport Cove and can see a tiny island called Old Soaker. Behind you is the Beehive Lagoon. As you continue, you can veer off short side trails to explore the many granite rock formations. If you do decide to explore, be mindful of your footwear, since these areas are sometimes wet and slippery. And if you love rock climbing and rappelling, this is your area. You'll eventually reach the popular Thunder Hole, a small inlet where the waves crash as high as 40 feet and make thunderous sounds. This only occurs roughly a couple hours before high tide, however, so plan accordingly. We did not do this, but heard if you are there when it happens, you have a really good chance of getting soaked. Onwards, you will reach the Otter Cliff and Otter Point area with scenic views of the beautiful rocky coastline. Also, if you look back at any point, you will take in a different view of Sand Beach. When we were done, we waved down a shuttle and returned back to the visitor center. Our next destination is the summit of Gorham Mountain and the Beehive. The trailhead is near Thunder Hole. About halfway into the hike, you will reach a fork to go left or right. The left is easier and boring. Kidding, this park is beautiful everywhere. But the right does take you through the Cadillac Cliffs and through rock formations that are a little more challenging. The right also brings you to the plaque of Waldron Bates, also known as Pathmaker, who is responsible for the cairns, stone stairways, iron rungs, and ladders you will see on some trails in the park. After a bit, you will reach the summit, where you can see Sand Beach. If you continue northward, you can take this to the Beehive, where you will traverse more cliffs with scenic views of Sand Beach. Be sure to look for the wild Maine blueberries during the summer. Summa Sound is a fjord, which is a large body of navigable water that was formed during the aforementioned glacial period. Some consider it a fjord, and the only fjord on the east coast of the United States. If you look at Summa Sound on a map, it makes Acadia look kind of like a cracked, broken heart. We decided to kayak this from the Mount Desert campground where we were staying. You will navigate between two large mountains, Norumbega and Acadia Mountain. Afterwards, right before St. Sauveur Mountain, you can make an awesome lunch spot at the Manowar Falls. Perfect places for small vessels such as kayaks. We spent a great deal here, relaxing and exploring the area by Valley Cove before turning around. If you continue on southward, or launch more south from here, you will come upon the famous Cranberry Islands, which we heard were really cool. Our next stop is Bubble Pond off of the Park Loop Road. It's a beautiful tiny pond sandwiched between two mountains, Cadillac and Pemetic. You can get here by biking down one of the many carriage roads through Acadia, finding a spot in a tiny parking lot, or taking, as we did, the shuttle. Located just northeast of Jordan Pond, and at the confluence of multiple trails to different features in the area, Bubble Pond is a great place to relax and/or picnic. Nearby is the Bubbles Brook as well. Northwest of Bubble Pond is Eagle Lake, the largest freshwater lake in Acadia and on Mount Desert Island. You can't swim in it because it's used for drinking water, but you can canoe or kayak in it, and fish in it with a permit. The lake is known for being extremely clear. Eagle Lake fits into the same north-south glacier geography as many other bodies of water in the park. Like Bubble Pond, you can take a shuttle or park near Jordan Pond. We arrived here by a series of trails up to the South Bubble, and then on southward, traversing a series of rock scrambles with Jordan Pond in view. Jordan Pond is a glacial lake that sits between Penobscot and Pemetic Mountain. Like Eagle Lake, you can't swim in it, but you can still canoe or kayak it. It was formed by the Wisconsin ice sheet, the most recent glaciation in North America. If you head down to Jordan Pond from the South Bubble, be comfortable with climbing. If you're looping around Jordan Pond, it is a little over 3 miles. You can also see the bubbles. The south end features the Jordan Pond House, a restaurant with a view of the pond. Pemetic Mountain lies between Bubble and Jordan Ponds, and has multiple trails to get up to the summit. We took the Northwest Trail. At 1,248 feet, the views at Pemetic are fantastic, with a full view of Jordan Pond and a 360-degree view of the area. Unfortunately for us, when we got to the top, it began to unexpectedly drizzle, so we decided to hightail to lower elevation. At 2.4 miles, the loop doesn't seem long, but due to the steep grades and elevation, this is not an easy hike. You can park at several locations to do this, but if you take the shuttle, none of that matters. Despite not being the best known peak in Acadia, Dorr Mountain offers views in all directions. You will begin your ascent via the ladder trail, a somewhat short but strenuous climb using ladders and iron rungs. After ascending numerous stretches of granite rock formations, we will reach the summit, with views of Champlain Mountain to the east and Cadillac Mountain to the west. When you decide to return, the much easier route down is the South Ridge Trail, and then connect to the Cannonbrook Trail, where you'll continue to get amazing views. Our next stop is the Ovens of Acadia. Unless you're staying at the In Bay Ledge, which has a stairwell to go down during low tide, you're gonna have to paddle here. Launching out of Lemoyne State Park, across the Mount Desert Narrows, you'll head southeast to the northern side of Acadia. Looking at a map, the Ovens are located a little east of Sand Point. You will eventually come upon the Ovens. Two of the main caves are the Devil's Oven and the Cathedral. And if you time low tide right, you can get out of your kayaks and look around. Many years ago, native tribes used to see strange lights coming from them and determined that they were a portal to the underworld. Whenever they punished someone by death, they would tie them down during low tide, and when the tide rose, they would drown, sending them to hell. Bet you didn't expect to learn that today, did you? Right outside the park is the town of Bar Harbor, a great retreat from your adventures in the park. Here you can basically indulge in all things Maine. Italian sandwiches, blueberry pancakes, blueberry pie, lobster rolls, lobster bisque soup, lobster rolls, lobster grilled cheese. Did I say lobster rolls? Whoopie pies, moxie soda, beer, and this mixed drink. What is this? We forgot, but if you know, we vaguely remember it had an inappropriate name. Let us know in the comments. And that's all, folks. We made individual videos on this trip a while back. Check out our playlist if interested, or the playlist on our longer road trip throughout Maine.